Hello and welcome to the ultimate guide of Woods Tarkov. In this video, we'll be exploring exactly where you need to go to find the juiciest loot in Woods. Within this route, you can score up to 3 M4s, 2 MP5s, and a load of barter items. Now don't forget, if you did like this video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and make sure to slap that bell. Now sit back and enjoy the video. First of all, we're going to be looking at the best locations where you can find the juiciest loot. Now you've got 3 main locations, guys. First being Outskirts, second being Scav Bunker, and the third being Scav Village. These 3 locations will leave you plump with loot. And trust me guys, at the end of this, you're going to feel like one fat bastard. Now we start our journey at Scav Village. Now in Scav Village you can get a lot of good bartering items, such as vodka and whiskey and even moonshine. And a secret between us two, you can find a lot of high tier loot underneath the beds. And then when you're finally done with Scav Village, it's time to head over to the mountain. Not just any mountain, because here you can find a stash. In stashes you can find any sort of things, all the way down to caps and all the way up to tigers. Then after looting the stash, you want to head over to Abandoned Village. In Abandoned Village, there is a chance for moonshine to spawn, and even a couple of stashes. The main stash is in the house that's currently on the screen, where in front of the stash, rare barter items can spawn. Once we are done with Abandoned Village, it's time to head over to Scav Bunker. And when you get into Scav Bunker, you can find high tier loot on the metal table and in the locker. Then in the next room you can find high value barter items around the cabinet and on the bed. On the other side of the room, high value barter items can spawn underneath the bed. On occasion you can find moonshine on the table. It's always good to make sure to check the jacket, as you can find a lab's keycard. When we are done with Scav Bunker, it's time to head over to Convoy. Now at Convoy, you can find medical spawn on top of the dead bodies. And then there's 2 boxes, one that can spawn guns and the other one that can spawn high tier value barter items. After Convoy, we're going to head over to USEC Camp. In USEC Camp, there is a lot of places to loot. First of all, we're going to start off with the medical bench, where you can find high tier items such as morphine, horoscopes, grizzlies, and more. Now moving away from the medical bench, on this table you can find attachments. With inside this box you can find high tier guns. Now if you do a quick flippity flip and spin that 180, on this bed can spawn an M4. Now going inside the tent, you can find an MP5 spawn on top of these containers. Once leaving the tent and turning right, on the left hand side you have a loot box with a possible spawn of fuel. And then again, if you turn right, you have a table that spawns attachments, a possible MP5 and a gun box. And then by the blue barrels, the MP5 can spawn there too. Heading over to the other side of USEC Camp, when taking a right, just behind this tent, propped up against the sandbags, is another M4. This can also spawn propped up against these boxes. Now diving into the tent, you can find high tier loot spawning around the beds. Right opposite the tent itself is this mighty truck. Now this truck holds another M4. After walking past the truck, this table can spawn moonshine. Then going in the netting, you have this table that spawns attachments and also a gun box. Looking over at the left hand side, you have beds that spawn high tier barter items. And then on top of the rock, you can find an ultimate M4 spawn. This one comes with all attachments. Next we head down the road to the pylon. At the bottom of this pylon, there is a stash. Now we're feeling as plump as an Oompa Loompa, it's time to extract. If you did enjoy this ultimate loot guide, make sure to check out my other videos on screen now.